Hello everyone, Minky here with the next part of Pokemon Gen 1 AEFE. I figured I'd come here because like last time I said that the experience bar on Pokemon will always be reset, if you will, to the last possible level up, if you will. So I wanted to kind of prove it, if you will, or disprove it, and not, you know what I mean? You know, just like see if it's really the case or not. So right now they require 1,529, so maybe they don't. So 1,529. So what 4 steps just to make it, you know, because that's how you research. And then see now 1,529. Huh. Okay. Weird, but okay. That's fine, I guess. I mean, it's I don't know why I heard that then, to be honest. But I've just proven that, so there you go, some research for you. Alright, so now what I want to do, let me check my notes actually real quick. I know what I've got to do now then. So okay, so now I didn't get any stats or anything, but at the end of the day I'm not really bothered about getting good stats on these Pokemon. I've not really been too concerned about it because I know I'm going to train up anyway, so you know, it's not like it's not like I need to worry about stats too much. And plus this isn't like competitive or anything, so it's not like, you know, it's not like I need to get good stats, good AEFEs and whatnot. I do understand. I'm understanding them much better than I did before, but you know, I don't, on these Pokemon I'm not too concerned, to be honest, because it's not, you know, it's not anything at the minute, if you will. Yeah, that's Payday, by the way. Really good TM. So yeah, I'm going for Snorlax, by the way, which I might have, no, I've not passed him. Okay, cool. Alright, that's I didn't even bring the Pokemon, did I? No, I didn't. Okay, let me go get that. Oh well. But yeah, I'll get Snorlax. I might show off Snorlax in blue as well. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know how I'm going to show it off. You know what? No, I'll. Well, this brings me to my next topic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do like I'm going to do a series, if you will, of like just showing off the training and whatnot that I do, if you will. But I'm not going to release it for a good while because, you know, I want it to be like, I feel like it's, I don't know how to put it, like, I want it to be like, maybe advertising the LP in a way, if you will, even though I'm not too concerned about getting views or anything, but like, maybe I'll do like, you know, but like, you know, like, I'll do like, yeah, sorry, I'm trying to figure out the words to explain this. You know, like, I want to, like, yeah, I want it to be like a future series, if you will, just for if I need it in the future or something, you know. So I've got something to upload in the future, if you will, and so I can like maybe take a break, you know, that kind of thing. And on top of that, it's like, you know, like, I just want something to upload in the future, if you will. You know, of like an off thing, and if you will, and plus it kind of works as a time capsule a little bit as well. So I kind of want to do that, and so in that series I'll do the training and the kind of the unimportant stuff, if you will, if that makes sense. But you know, but in this new series, but in this series, in this main LP, and he died. Okay. Alright then. we're going to return to the mountains. Okay then. Well, at least I've got the other one, and then I can do that. I can also do the one in blue as well, so I'll show that often, I guess. Alright, next up I need to go get AEFE. So I'll go do that. That's not even Saladon. Why do I even confuse these two places? What are you about? I don't know why. But yeah, so AEFE's the next one. Gotta get them. And yeah, I'm basically gonna be doing that for this part. It's basically just getting those sorts of Pokemon, you know, these hidden Pokemon, if you will. And I don't know what else, to be honest. I know everything, and yet you're here, okay? I know everything about the world of Pokemon and your Game Boy. Get together with your friends and trade Pokemon. Okay. Trainer tips using a Game Link cable. Oh, he actually has a. I haven't read that in ages. I should probably check that more often. How to? Oh yeah, it tells you about stuff. Sweet. Alright, AEFE. I need to come up with nicknames for these Pokemon as well. So maybe I'll do a nickname contest. Maybe, I doubt it. Because I already know what I kind of want to evolve the AEFE into and all that kind of stuff. So I think I'll try and figure out some names before, you know, before long, and then especially before the final episode, of course. And then, you know, obviously, well, let's have a look at the AEFE. Let's see how good your stats are. To be fair, like I said, I didn't research any of the stats, so, you know, I might, but I'm not too concerned. Like I said, I'm not too concerned about it, so it's not like, you know, I don't, if they're bad, then they're bad. It's like, whatever, you know, at the end of the day. Next up is Lapras. So, well, it's in no particular order, but two of them are here, actually. So, Lapras. Actually, you know what? I'll get Lapras later, actually, because I want to get him on leave for the team. Yeah, him on leave for this game. That's not even the gym. I mean, it is the gym, but it's not. That's the gym. This is just the gym. I want the gym. Here we go. Him on leave. Here's the. Oh no, they don't have a Pokédex entry. Okay then. You know, the starters get their own Pokédex entries, you know, when you get them, but let's actually read this. Enemies on every side. Okay. What was I saying? I can't even remember, to be honest, what I was saying. I don't know. Oh yeah, but also, you can go, when you pick your starters, you can check the Pokédex entries. They don't register in your Pokédex. But, you know, they're there, you can see them when you're about to pick them. But, you know, when you're, but here with the Hitmons, it's like, oh no, who cares? It's just like, oh, this is Hitmonlee. You know? And I just realised I didn't get the old Amber. Oh well, at least it's more of an excuse to fly around the world, right? Or even it must be my hand then. There it is. All right. Another cool thing, by the way, I should point out is that if you clone the Helix fossil or the Dome fossil or the old Amber, it doesn't show that it's cloned, but it is. It is cloned, and so you can put that in the PC, and then it'll put it in the PC, but then you can put it again in the PC, and again and again and again, because obviously you've got like about 129 of them. So obviously you've got like a lot of whatever to, and you can, and each of them will turn into the respective fossil Pokemon. So you know, you can get multiple Ommanites and Dome fossils that way, or you know, Kabuto and Aerodactyls that way. So, you know, that's a really nice little thing if you wanted to do that. I'm not going to in this LP because this isn't about glitches. I say that, but then obviously, you know, I say that, but obviously I've had to do the occasional glitch here or there, but, you know. Where were you? Your fossils, it's living. It is Omnite, I think. But here you go with your Omnite. Alright, Omnite, let's have a look at how bad you are. So yeah, there's the Omnite. Oh, they must be on the same... yeah, they're still on the same EXP yield. That's pretty cool. The only thing I really know, the only thing I really understand about EXP yields is that I know in Generation 1, all of the Pokemon that are free evolutions that are strictly in Generation 1, such as Poliwag, well I say strictly, as long as they've got a free evolution thing in Generation 1, such as Poliwag or Bulbasaur or whatever, but not ones like Porygon, because that's not strictly in Generation 1. It's free evolutions, but it's not like all in Generation 1. But as long as they've got like, you know, as long as it's you know, all within Generation 1, with the only four exceptions being the Caterpie line, the Weedle line, the Dratini line, and Mew. So Mew isn't free evolutions, but it does count for this. They're all on the same EXP yield, or EXP group, or whatever it's called. And the only reason why I know that is because it's only them who level up from level 1 to 100 in this game. In these 3 games, you know, so that's why I know that. I don't understand much more outside of that. I mean, I obviously know like then evolution will have the same experience points yield regardless. So like you can't have like, and that I assume that's to prevent you know, like, oh, you got a Caterpie on a really fast level pace, so you evolve them into Metapod, and then but then Metapod's on a really slow EXP yield, so they evolve at level 7, but then you've got Metapod at level 2 or something, because you got so little experience points. Oh hi, you're not a rocket. You know, Gary, you know, or you know, the rival was here, and he didn't say anything about him. So again, that's kind of feeding into the whole, you know, Gary is part of Team Rocket, or joins Team Rocket theory. Which is really a shame that they kind of tried to stop that theory, if you will, or like, you know, like they just said like, you know, they've kind of gone out of the way to say like, oh, all these theories they're not true because of this, that, and the other, or we don't want these theories or whatever. It's kind of a shame, because like, one of my favourite parts about theories is when they remain unconfirmed, because then it's kind of the best of both worlds, if you will, with a theory, because then you can say like, oh, this theory that we've got, like, obviously as long as it's not like a ridiculous theory, but like that's like really out there, makes no sense, obviously, but I mean like oh, a theory about, you know, Ditto being a failed clone of Mew, for example, or this theory or that theory or whatever, you know, like the best part about it being unconfirmed is that if you believe in the theory, you can have it as your headcanon, if you will. Like, if you want to believe it, you can believe it, and if you don't want to believe it, you don't have to believe it, because it's unconfirmed. It's not, you know, and obviously there's going to be differences between like what's factually true and what's theoretically true. You know, like obviously, like, yeah, there's nothing to say that Ditto is a outright a failed clone of Mew, for example, in game, but at the same time, there's nothing to deny it as well. You know, well, not nothing to deny, but you know what I mean. You know, it's like, so it's like you get to choose for yourself, and it's like, that's one of my favourite parts about theories, is that as long as they remain unconfirmed, you know, it's really nice. It's you know, you get like a, you know what I mean, you know, like even if you dislike a theory, that's fine. You know, you don't have to like every theory, you don't have to believe in every theory. You know, if you want to believe in it, you're welcome to do so. That's your choice to do so. If you don't want to believe it, that's also your choice. And you know, it's really nice and whatnot. And it's such a shame that things go the way they go, like they do. You know, but I guess it is what it is. Alright, let's check these. Oh, of course. Let's check these Pokemon, and I'll move on to the next game. I like the top because it's so weird. So yeah, here's Aerodactyl. I know they're really good at speed, which is funny because they got wing attack, and they must be a faster, slower XP rate because he had more experience points. And Lapras, level 15 for some reason, by the way. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, it is what it is. Alright, let's move on to Blue. I need to back up my save state as well because I didn't do. Well, I say back up, but you know. Anyway, so okay, so I need to get to my. I need to go to my gym and not the gym. And I need to get. Oh, Hitmonchan should be pretty obvious. Hitmonchan, the punching Pokemon. Nothing else is known, but the 3 starters, we know that. I mean, I guess if anything, it's to do with the whole fact about like goes around, comes around. I guess it's to do with the whole fact that it's obviously Professor Oak and he's right there, so he can outright tell you right there and then. You know. And then, but it's weird because there's also that Snorlax, the guy that gives you the Snorlax entry, which I guess also. You know, I guess he could tell you about it, but then why not the fighting dojo? Why can't they tell you about it when they literally have the Pokemon and you know they? I mean, obviously, yeah, not everyone has. Only the fighting dojo king guy has the Pokemon, but surely he could at least tell you about them and say like, oh, this is this and that's that or whatever. You know, surely that's a plausible thing. Alright, next up we have, I need to do the Dome Fossil, which I have with me, sweet. But let me get the old Amber first and I can save a trip. Even though I said to walk around the planet, but, well, not the planet, the region. Oh well. It's but yeah, I guess I've not really got too much else to really mention at the minute. Other than just like, I mean, I'm gonna do Snorlax. I'll do them after I've caught on all the Pokemon. It makes you wonder as well, what are these people doing? Like, this is the back entrance of the lab. Like, and their only defensive measure, if you will, is a cuttable tree. That's the only form of ID you need. I meant to fly, but oh well. Like that's your ID. Being able to use cut outside of battle, or well, basically the Cascade badge then. Misty's gym. So if you have Misty's gym badge, you're allowed to go back. Yep. Dome Fossil time. Let's see how much I actually need to walk for, because I know like you need to walk outside, but I don't know if it's just outside the room or outside the building. Okay, so it's outside the whole building. Might be different in the remakes. You know. It kind of sucks as well that you have to pick a Pokemon all the way back then, and then you don't get like you know, you don't get to decide later or whatever. Yeah, it would have been nice if you could decide later, but yeah. What else could I say? I don't know, to be honest. If anything, like I've been looking forward to doing AEFEs like for ages. Not AEFEs, yeah, AEFEs, because like obviously, like I said before, like I started my first ever LP was a Pokemon AEFE LP. It wasn't as like in depth as this, if you will. I say it wasn't as in depth. It probably wasn't in depth as this, because it was a Generation 5 game, and there's going to be a lot more episodes of that. Oh, there was a lot more episodes of that than there was of this. But, or there will be of this, I should say, because I know there's not going to be much. There's not much AEFE content, you know, for this LP, for this game, and that's even with the fact that I'm doing 3 games as well. You know, but like, it's but yeah, I'm really glad I can do this again and whatnot. I'm glad that I can get this started and figured out, if you will. You know, I know what, and I know I've kind of got plans for what I'm gonna do in the future as well. Like I know I kind of want to do Gold, Silver, Crystal. Obviously, I'm gonna do them next because I've got no reason to really skip. And you know. And then, oh, what else? Like, I do want to tackle as much as I possibly can. But at the very least, I'm definitely going to be doing up to Generation 6, including remakes. I say that because, I think I mentioned this last time, but I did an Omega Ruby after Elite 4 Extras. And I didn't finish that LP, but I am planning like a return to that LP. But I'm still gonna redo I'm still gonna do like an AEFE for the Gen 3 remakes, and that'll be its own separate thing, if you will, where I'm not gonna necessarily do other things, but I'm gonna do more things, if you will. So, if you will, so like you'll see like you know. You'll see like other things, if you will, I don't know, you'll see like a lot more, if you will, than I had planned this time, because like this time I didn't really plan, I just planned like general stuff I want to do, kind of just have an adventure of it, if you will. I'll let the wind take me kind of thing, if you will. I'll go whatever direction it takes me, and then in the end, you know, obviously, so I don't have too much planned, and plus it's not going to be as formulated either, so it's not going to be like, you know, like I don't know what exactly I want to tackle, if you will, but like in this time when I know I'm going to be wanting to tackle this and that and the other, you know, I've got a plan for how I'm going to tackle things, whereas before I had basically just no idea of where I wanted to go, other than just do this, that and the other, you know, just tackle sort of kind of things you'd expect, if you will, from the games. Oh yeah, I need to do Snorlax as well. You know, so you know, just do things you'd expect, if you will. So like, you know, beat the league, and maybe not beat the league. Well, yeah, beat the league if you need to. You know, do contests or whatever. You know, that kind of thing. You know, where it's just like do whatever. You know, do what's interesting, and but like you know what I mean. You know, just do good. You know, do your best or whatever. And then, so that's kind of where that's the kind of route that ends up taking. But this is a different, like a more formulated approach, if you will. And I forgot the poke flute again. Oh well, at least you get to see, at least it's more of a video, right? I'm not doing this on purpose, I'm honest. But yeah, like, obviously, like, you know, I've got plans, you know, I've got plans for where I want this to take me and whatnot, and, you know, I definitely know where I want to go with this. You know, like I said, I've actually written down how I'm going to tackle everything. It might not be all that I might be missing a thing or two, but you know, I've already decided on what I want to do in each part. Plus, it might take me a bit extra to do each thing, therefore requiring extra episodes, if you will. So, you know, it's you know, it's it is what it is. You know, but yeah, like I said, I know what I've got planned for this episode, and you know, I'm doing it. You know, I'm actually surprised I've not actually encountered anyone on that route so far. So you know, no one in the sea route. That's alright. Except for Snorlax, of course, but that's kind of a given. Alright, Snorlax time. Let's see if we can actually bash you this time, or catch you this time. If not, I'm sure I'll figure something out. I think Body Slam's going to be my weakest move, right? Of course. So yeah, I'm going to try and catch them, but if not, then... If I don't catch them within a few minutes, then I think I'll... maybe I'll save them for next time. Yeah, because I've got Surf. I can surf around, so it's not like they're in the way or anything. Well, unless I can come here from Familian, but then obviously I can just go all the way around again. Well, I say that, but I mean obviously it's dependent on, like, you know, depending on what I'm doing. You know, like, I might want to come this way around. Okay, that's good. I can actually use special moves a bit easier now. Ice Beam should be nice. Hey, nice. Well, not nice, but he rested, but... Are you serious? You get a critical hit out of nowhere? At such a time? At least we know. I don't think he has smart AI, to be honest, because otherwise... Because if they did, then I'd probably just send out a poison type, let them spam, you know, amnesia, and then... Which isn't smart AI, by the way, but it's... But then... Hey, use amnesia. It's great AI, that's what it is. Wow, that's the same thing that happened last time. Nice, more amnesia please. I mean, I think it's only useful to increase their defense. Let's see if I can catch you. No, you can't catch them. Well, let's pretend that I do catch them. Yeah, and I'll save them for next time. I can't believe I got to get Pokeballs of all things. Good thing I made a save state, right guys? I'm gonna save in Cinnabar, I like to save in roughly the same space, roughly the same place for all three games. James? They're not called Jameses, they're called Gameses. Alright, yellow time. Again, I've got to back up to save state because I don't want to lose my progress. Alright, what do I need to do first? Or not what do I need to do first, what do I need to get? Okay, so first of all, get the EV. Well, it doesn't need to be first of all, just get them in whatever order. Well, I say get them in any order, but I'm trying to get the 3 Pokemon that are for my team here, and then the other 2 rewards aren't for my team. So that's why I got them in that order. So the first 3 were always Pokemon I wanted in my team. The last 2 were always ones I didn't want for my team. At least in that specific game, anyway. Like, so Aerodactyl and Lapras I didn't want in either of red or blue. So that's why, and it's convenient. It's pretty convenient that I have 3 team members now. Well, I say 3 team members. I've got 2 team members and the Mew for the HMs, and so that makes 3, and I've got 3 spaces left over. That's pretty convenient. So next up is I didn't know if Aerodactyl. But yeah, actually no, that's not here. Well, I mean Lapras is here, but so let's go get Lapras. I'm losing myself. I don't know where my mind's going at the minute. But yeah, Lapras. At least Lapras is here. I've got to get a Hitmon as well. I don't even know which Hitmon I want, to be honest. I guess. Well, I've already picked my fossil, as I've mentioned. So I guess I'll pick. So whichever fossil that correlates to in the other games, I'll pick the opposite. Hitmon, because I can't pick Hitmontop as much as I'd love to do that. Like, sadly can't. You know, so okay, you keep saying so yeah, even in yellow did they say that? And that's another thing about theories, is that I like to consider, like, you know, I like to think that there's like different timelines. I mean, they did sort of start, you know, going with the whole alternate universe kind of thing, if you will. And, you know, like, I like to think that there's plenty of different universes that can happen. You know, like you could possibly have like obviously, like, yeah, you've got like I mean, you've got like different save files, so obviously that's kind of a different timeline, but that's kind of a bit too, that's probably a bit too meta, I think. I don't think that's really the way they're going about it. But obviously you've got like different things, like in red and blue, for example, you've got you know, like in one timeline, in red, for example, you've got wild monkeys, but in blue, you've got wild meows instead. You know, so maybe in one timeline, the monkeys beat out the meows, and in another timeline, maybe the meows beat out the monkeys or something, and that's why you can find them. You know, that's why you can find the meows in one timeline, but the monkeys in the other. And then obviously in yellow, that's a completely different one where they have monkeys but not meows. Which obviously the reason for the lack of meows is because of the Team Rocket Pokemon. Well, like Jesse and James Pokemon. That's kind of what they went with. And obviously, you know, like in red and blue, you get to pick between Bulbasaur, Chopin, and Squirtle. In Pokemon Yellow, however, you get to instead pick. Well, you have to pick Pikachu basically. And you know, like in one timeline you pick Bulbasaur, Chopin, and Squirtle. In another timeline you pick Bulbasaur, Chopin, and Squirtle. In the third timeline you pick Pikachu. You know, so yeah, that's kind of what am I doing? I need to Aerodactyl. That's kind of like the general idea, if you will, of different timelines. You know, that I consider. I guess I'll mention Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire as well, since I've talked about that a little bit already anyway. In Wait, you just walk, you just sidewalk, that's kind of cool. I guess, but yeah, I guess I'll mention auras. So like because they even mention it, so it's a perfect allegory, if you will, or whatever. But like they'll say like they even flat out say you know, like, oh, like say for example you play Omega Ruby, for example. In that game, Maxi is the bad guy you need to beat, and you get Groudon, right? Whereas, so in that game, Archie is kind of, they're like an anti-hero, if you will. Archie is, so you know, that's, and he even, and Archie will say, maybe I'm, you know. Maybe in another timeline, I would be the bad guy. You know, he says something like that. Whereas, and then obviously, and then the vice versa would happen in Alpha Sapphire. You know, so it's kind of interesting. I feel like that's sort of the idea to go with, if you will, and I feel like that as well supplements the whole, you know, what's it called? Like, I feel like that's a good, the best of both worlds kind of thing, because you could have like, especially with remakes happening, because you could have like, you know, maybe in Red, Blue, and Yellow, maybe Ditto is a failed clone of Mew, and Gary does, or the rival. Gary does join Team Rocket, and you know, this, that, and the other, and that happens in Red, Blue, and Yellow. But maybe in Leaf Green and Fire Red, maybe there's a different story, and in Let's Go there's a different story. You know, I know for a fact Let's Go had different like bits, if you will. Cause another theory I remember about Team Rocket is that they were trying to stop Mewtwo in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow. That was their plan overall. Like, they were trying to get a ghost type to prevent them. That's why they wanted the Silph Scope. They got the Master Ball, so they tried to get the Master Ball so they could just catch Mewtwo in one go, or this or that or the other, or something like that, basically. And maybe those theories in Red, Blue, and Yellow could be true, if you want them to be true in your sort of like own little headcanon, if you will. And if you don't want them to be true in your headcanon, you're again welcome to not accept them, if you will, in your headcanon. And then also in what else was it? But then in Let's Go, for example, maybe obviously plenty of it is different. So you know why I didn't give you enough chance there. Maybe in Let's Go, it's different. Maybe they're just a bad group, if you will. Like you know what I mean, that kind of thing. They're just a bad group, you know, who want money. And then, but in Fire Red, Leaf Green, they could be different, you know, or not Fire Red, Leaf Green, Red, Blue, Yellow, that kind of thing. So they're like different, you know, and it's nice. It's a nice theory, I think. It's a nice way to look at the theories, if you will. I think. Yeah, because then you get, because again, it's the best of both worlds. It's you know, the developers get to choose what they want for their theories, if you will. And that the old games where you've got these theories, they can be there. You know, the fans can choose which theories they agree with and disagree with. You know, and there's no harm, no foul kind of thing. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I think that's probably the best way to go about it, to be honest, because then everyone's happy, kind of thing, if you will. Everyone's happy, and you all get your own theories and whatnot. You can all, and if you disagree with it, that's perfectly fine. You're not forced to. If you agree with it, that's also great. You're not forced not to, or whatever. You know, and yeah, everything's good. You know. Alright, well I think that's going to be just about do it for the episode. Got basically everything done I wanted to do today, so that's good, so I'm on track, that's great. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode, so thank you for watching, and I hope you have a minky day.